And on that, what? No.
Okay, so basically, recapping, you guys have all gone to the mountain now. Sam is being brought before the master, Madame. The Suprema are here. And we discussed briefly Alexi's upgrades from having spent time in the mountain. So yeah, you're brought before the master, Sam, and you kind of know the drill. He asks you to come forward, and you are sort of summoned down the hallway before him, and he majesties the crap out of you. You feel your brain being rifled through all the usual stuff. It's always the same stuff. And you feel like you're being thrown around like a piece of cardboard in the wind for a minute as he rifles through your brain. And then finally, he turns to Uther and he says, "This one, he has not been tested." And Uther looks back at him. He says, "Perhaps his trials can begin now." And Uther looks at the rest of you guys, and he turns to Sage. And he says to Sage, "Put him in a box."
Is he dominating me?
No, it's not dominating you.
Okay, I will get a box.
There is a box right there.
Okay, I'm not very good at strength stuff. So I will have Alan. I'll bring Alan over and be like, I'm gonna need you to help me with this, and just stake him while I hold
it. Alan's not in this room.
Oh, okay.
He's no.
I'm not gonna let her stake me.
Right.
Just do what I did and continuously stab with the stake and
like,
not punch her enough.
I can do it.
So Sage, you got the stake.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Everybody's staring at you now. Sam, you turn around and you see Sage holding a stake, and there's a box behind her, laying on the ground, open, a coffin-sized box.
Well, I'm going to put blood into strength and take the stake off her.
You might be having a few doubts about this whole thing now. Okay, so you're going to try and make a strength-based check against Sage to remove the stake off her. Okay, so can you both make strength and
can I dodge,
checks, please? Yeah, you can make a dex and dodge check instead if you like.
5.
5.
Yeah.
What's your check?
1.
1. Okay, so you go for her, but she just steps out of the way.
I guess I'll be using blood then.
Yeah, actually, I had spent blood and forgot to put it on there, but whoops.
I used 3 dots to bring my strength up to 4.
Okay.
Because I need a bit more time.
All right.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this.
I take the stake again.
You're gonna go for the stake again. All right. Roll to grab the stake. Dex and brawl.
Dex dodge.
Yep. Dex and dodge.
3.
3.
Two.
Okay. Right. You've still got the stake.
I'm gonna boost my blood up again to the fullest amount.
Okay.
Use a willpower, I suppose.
And we'll use a willpower point.
And then I'm gonna try.
All right.
I'm gonna try.
So this is your strength and melee.
Yeah.
Strength and melee.
I have like none of either. So.
I try and take it off her again.
Okay.
Where?
You can make a dex and dodge, I guess, or
Okay, 3. It's not enough.
That's not including your willpower, though, is it?
Oh, 4 in that case. 4.
1 success. You stab him with the stake, but it's not as hard. And you're like,
oh! I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
I spin around to pull out my claws.
Okay, so while you're extending your claws, can you make a perception and empathy check?
Why am I getting told to do this? I'm not strong.
1.
Well, you can see that Sage doesn't seem very comfortable about what she's doing. She doesn't
Yeah,
want to do
to
this.
be fair, I'm not either, so hence the reaction.
Fair enough. All right,
Gonna
Sage.
try again.
All right, Sage, go again.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
being
not gonna
tested.
be
It
using
could
a
be a
willpower, unfortunately.
All right.
Could be a
I
test
don't
of
want to
strength.
spend all of
so-
it. Just 2. I'm getting weaker.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm putting my claws out, so not doing anything.
All right. And again,
Oh god. It's
if
gonna
you're
get,
going to keep going.
it's gonna get worse and worse.
So you guys are dancing around each other in front of the whole.
No. I'm getting...
Damn. All right. So that's
Don't just
about
take it off me. I can't do it.
6 or
Know how
so.
it feels.
How many attempts is that? That's like 6 attempts.
That was 3.
It was 3, only 3.
Yeah, because I had dodged.
Oh right, all the dodging as well. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Alright.
incapacitate her hand that's holding the stake, so she can't
Okay.
stake me.
How are you going to do that?
Putting my claws through it.
Okay.
Dodge.
Okay. So Dex and Brawl to do that.
And I will dodge against that. 5.
5.
No.
There are.
All right. So she's really fast, but she's not very good at staking you.
I know she's been pretty nice up until now, so like I just wanted to not stake me. So.
I am so sorry,
I
Sam.
don't want to hurt her.
I'm gonna try again. This is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Simply put, okay, 3. I have to get like all those.
Right. All of your dice basically have to be 6 or above. That's a very unlikely outcome.
Go for
All
her
right.
hand again.
Bishop,
2 successes this
you
time.
hear a voice in your head.
5.
Bishop.
No.
Madon, in your voice,
Yes.
Bishop.
Yes.
He just says, "Finish it. Hold him."
Okay, he does. Celerity. Vroom.
Okay, so you've never seen Bishop move this fast before, and that's because Bishop's just gained another point in celerity. And woof, he's right up behind Sam, and he grabs Sam and holds him still. Sam can no longer dodge. And you can have 1 automatic success due to this fact.
I
So,
don't think it's gonna work. Oh,
Sage,
Well,
did you
we'll
just roll
see.
5 successes?
that was dodge.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
And
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. 5.
There we go.
5 successes.
Yep.
Finally, poof, he's staked.
I'm so sorry, Sam. I'm so sorry.
And they put you in a box, Sam, paralyzed and limp, and seal the lid. You hear it being nailed down, and you feel yourself being carried away. Sam is now on tap for now. And Dr. Shipman, you are requested to go and get a sample of his blood for the master.
Okay.
So
we just,
yes,
we just put him in the box.
long
We
story
just
short,
nailed him up. I'm gonna go over this. Oh wait, I'm just gonna chill out. I think that was a bit much for me.
it seems that
I've
you're
got the sample
candidate.
before he was nailed in.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I would have just done it.
Lardon says to you, Sage, it seems that your new candidate is capable, at least capable of avoiding your blows.
Anyone's capable of avoiding my blows when it comes to melee.
That
Not-
is unacceptable.
Not
This
very
is
good at.
the order of Mars. Melee combat will be a requirement. You must
Okay.
begin your training. Gustavius, how have you missed this? How can this anomaly have slipped through this far? And Gustavius gives a little half bow. My lord, of course, I will rectify this issue as quickly as possible.
We all have our weaknesses. This
There
is
is no
unfortunately
place
mine.
for weakness here.
Right.
All weakness must be stamped out.
Okay.
Now, while we're here, why don't we take this opportunity to talk about the path of Mars?
You're gonna make us
Let's
diabolize
do.
someone.
Well, I've got to kill babies to lower my humanity, right?
Would you-
That's the only way.
How many babies? Let's go. I'm ready.
You're sick.
It's
And
for the
fingers don't
order.
like
I
it.
want to join
Fair
on
point.
IRL.
Yes. Okay. Well, basically, I guess I will be coming up with a hierarchy of sins for the Path of Mars, which will. Then does fifth edition? Sorry, yeah, fifth edition use paths the same way as second edition uses them.
Haven't looked into that so far. I can do that though.
If you look into that, we'll comply with the fifth edition
One
version
moment.
and see how that works and
There you go.
what have you. But I'm
Oh.
pretty sure it will require like a.
Sam's on the
hierarchy of
case.
sins.
Oh, Alexi.
I've got all my books behind me now, so
Cool. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you stay some time with the order here in the temple and do some more training. And
I'm gonna make my room look really nice. I'm gonna try with the little amount of stuff I have.
right.
Mm.
Right. I mean, there is electricity in here too. There's now a little black tube running along the bottom of the walls. It's very inconspicuous, but it has electricity and internet cables in it that go to just about every room in the building and the complex now. So you can run devices and get internet. It is all routed through a server room at the far end of the complex, at Gustavius's side of the complex, in his wing of the underground chambers here. There is a server room which has all of the breakers and firewalls and all of that shit going on. So you are going through a whole VPN, virtual private network, just to get out of here, to get any information from anything or use the internet, which Alexi will know about by now. Right?
what did I do now?
You weren't listening, were you? No.
Sorry, I was looking at Paths
He's
of
looking up.
Enlightenment.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing the homework.
So Alexi, you are now familiar with Gustavius. He has a server room in the mountain complex.
I'd be very ill up in that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you may well have been part of setting that up. Okay. So, right.
Do
And
we
the
get
master
forced
says
to
to you-
diabolize people?
No, you're not forced to know.
Okay.
Not this time. But in any case, the master says to you, so we have a new candidate. He will need to be tested. And you will devise the tests and perform them. There will, of course, be access to resources and assistance with such things. But our senior members of the Suprema have little time to devise tests for such a new one. So I put this in your hands. Can you be trusted with it?
Me? Or
You.
Shipman?
He looks around at you as a group, basically.
Okay.
It's a kind of a group effort he seems to be expecting.
Sure.
Yes, my lord.
Excellent. Excellent. Very well. Then, before you go, I have a gift for you. And he beckons, and a servant. In fact, this servant comes from the shadows on kind of almost like an acrobat, like a Roman acrobat, but in totally black clothes. And all that you can see is this sort of shadow tumbling, and then this cup appears. And you see the servant is now standing next to the master holding out this cup, and he bleeds into it. Now, drink your sacramental wine, child. Passes it to the nearest one of you, whoever
I'll take
that
it.
is.
That's fine.
Of course you do.
Well, I'll take it because, I mean, it's always good to have someone do at least try to do taste of blood just in case.
All right.
So
Taste of blood.
I'll do it and taste of blood. Taste for blood. Sorry, forgot.
Taste of blood.
We'll see, won't we? We will see.
Oh,
See.
what the fuck?
I don't know. I drink it.
You drink it, and it's, yeah, I think you're a bit distracted by it, and thus, as you're drinking it, it's so potent that you are overwhelmed by the images and feelings and emotions that you have.
I'll just pass it on.
with it. All thoughts of Parker and Alan lost to the master.
Are you single? I'm just kidding.
Well, no,
I know.
as it happens. You pass the cup on to the next individual. Who's that going to be?
Not Sam.
I'll do it.
It's not there. You'll do it? Okay, good.
Yep.
All right. Similarly, you have another rectification of, even deeper rectification of mind and body and ethics and spirituality all coming together. But also conflicted with the reality of what's going on, and you've just watched someone get staked and put in a box. And given that you are not in fact bloodbound to anyone because you're a fucking ninja that can't be bloodbound, you're kind of mixed emotions, I expect, about that. The master's majesty, awe, and other charms still work on you, however. So there is that. And you've been dominated to be subservient to some degree in any case. Okay. And Philippe.
You up, are you?
Not a lot to be said, really.
Philippe, you are in a box.
Having box times.
While these guys get taken off to do some more training, Philippe is aroused. Or should I say roused, probably is the better term.
Probably is in this episode.
It's a bit weird otherwise. So yes, Philippe is roused, stake is removed from your heart, and you realize that you lay on your back in an open coffin, an open casket, in a room with a very high ceiling, with a stairway of stone that winds its way up a central column up and out of this chamber far above. And about you on all sides are hundreds of boxes piled up. Some of them are in little alcoves, some of them are just stacked on each other's, others lay on the floor, one or two of them are smashed open with nothing in them. But everywhere you look, boxes, like the one that you find yourself in. And then you realize there's someone sitting next to you, and it is a feminine form, and she turns to you in her dark robes, and you see that she has a veil on, which she removes as you wake. She puts her hand over your heart as you're trying to heal it with the blood that you have there. Slowly. Go slowly, child. If I didn't say so, it is Scheherazade. Wake. Come. Come back.
My lady?
You roused now.
What? Why? Where am I?
You are in Milan. You are in the home of the master. You are safe now with me. Nothing will harm you. You will not come to any harm, Gratiana. Not here. Not under my watch.
What is going?
You have been tampered with by a Setite. A very powerful Setite. Calls herself Lady Amisa.
Yes.
We must be sure that you have not been compromised. We must be sure that we know what has happened to your mind. We need to learn what is missing from your thoughts and memories. And we need your cooperation. Will you cooperate with us?
I will. Of course I will.
That is good, Philippe. That is what we need to hear. Thank you. And she looks up past you, and you hear this footsteps behind you. Greetings, Gratiana. It's the master's voice.
Greetings, my lord. I try to stand up.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You manage to get to your feet, and Scheherazade gives you a hand onto your feet, lets you lean against her a little bit. She says, Master. He steps forward and he smiles at you and puts a hand on your face. Child, you've seen much, been through much. We need to spend some time together now. Perhaps you can sit here. Ushers you to a seat on top of a box.
He sits.
Scheherazade says, now, the master is going to perform a kind of surgery on your mind. Are you ready for this?
I am. Yes.
I will be entering your mind also so that I can hold you and not lose you.
Yes.
Focus on me. Do you hear me?
Yes, my lady.
All right. And we'll leave Philippe and the master and Scheherazade together in the cellar, the wine cellar, so to speak, performing psychic surgery on Philippe's poor, dominated mind. And Philippe, when you come back out, to all intents and purposes, you will have also have been rectified to the satisfaction of the master. But that will be probably the next night. Okay? In the meantime, you can be Phoenix Bishop, I mean.
Okay. Phoenix Bishop I will be. Yeah.
Phoenix Bishop, yeah, Phoenix Bishop.
Yeah.
That should be the character, Phoenix Bishop. There you go.
Yeah, Phoenix Bishop. Yeah.
Bishop Phoenix or some shit like that. Right. So, who has plans, wants to make plans, wants to talk to each other, have meetings they would like to organize, NPCs they'd like to talk to? Nope.
All right, you lot.
I'll tell everyone how cool the Path of Mars is. Like 100% Mars all the time is awesome. Like,
I come rolling in. Right. We have work to do. We have to set up a test. Anybody got any ideas?
What are we
Don't
testing for?
Don't just speak at once. You know how you were tested when you first came here?
Oh yeah, that didn't really go well for me.
Alex
I'm
says
probably not
we
the
should
best
definitely
person.
throw him out of a helicopter.
Never there. John was never there.
I was attacked by a bear. We could do that again.
Were you attacked?
Oh no, it kind of got gunned down before I could do anything.
Exactly.
I wasn't attacked
You weren't
by a
there.
Oh, I woke up in a box and there was a bear.
Good for you. We all wake up in boxes.
Well, I was in a cage, I think.
Alex
Oh,
definitely
we could
good for
do-
you. You had a sleep.
We could do that
You
again.
woke up. Good for you.
throwing out of a helicopter has to happen.
Yeah, you have to catch a helicopter as it lands on you. You have to catch it.
That's Alex's input.
That is not
Everything that he did was like the most unappreciative. Was getting thrown out of the helicopter.
All right. He's a gangrel. Okay. So we're going to have to put him through tests that test his ability as a person, his intelligence, his physical prowess, and yes, I know it's a big word for you, Doc, even with your education, but physical prowess, yes, I can say big words, And we need something that tests his emotional content as well as his physical power.
It's a good thing you have this all sussed. You don't need our help. You've got this sorted.
No, that's the good part.
No, I want to be the lazy one, John.
We're the shitty kids in the class project that doesn't do any of the work and takes all the credit.
Come on.
Yeah, I obfuscate over here and just like
Why don't we
Trail
find
off,
someone
man.
that he loves he loves from his past, and then like
The dog.
have him
You shoot it in
rescue?
front of him.
What?
We'll create John Wick.
We could have him save his dog.
All right, you lot, let's be serious. Or I have
We're always serious,
got a-
100%. All the
Alright.
time. Serious.
Well, what tests did you guys do?
Right,
I know, right? You were never there.
what was your first test? Falling out of the helicopter, right?
yeah. If Alex is there, it's like I don't know. We should get him caught up in something like a trap or something like physical, and he's got to escape or something.
So you guys
Was the helicopter the first test?
Can we get some intelligence and alertness checks?
I thought it would have been the blood to the thingy. The blood to the elder
Two.
vampire.
2.
3
First
for
test.
Alex.
Right. The first test was Lord Pantheus's soiree. Social test.
So let's do a social test
Then-
first.
Right. I mean, let's just quickly go through what you guys went through out of game so that your characters can remember.
Once I get them in order
Well,
and
before
stop
we
them
start-
from laughing with each other, we
Before
will.
we start, we should get John to recap for us. Perfect.
John to recap for us.
Perfect. Let's go over this. What did we do?
Okay, yeah, we had a party.
Mhm.
Then we jumped out of a helicopter.
Incorrect.
What?
The helicopter got fired at.
Right, yeah, we had to jump out of
Had to jump out of
it.
Yeah.
They get
Um,
missed.
Semantics.
Then I fed the master's blood to that like guy in the cave. And then I woke up in a cage and was attacked by a bear.
Yeah.
That's my memory of it.
Do you
And
remember
then-
being at the castle
Nope.
with they blocked that memory, huh?
Yeah.
But he just wasn't there.
I don't think I was there either, no.
You were there. you
I
were
remember I
there.
read you a whole script.
Oh yeah. I think that was when
Dialogue.
I just remember being trapped and essentially being a hostage and having shit done, and then
Right.
a bear.
And eventually you returned to the party. And once you did get back to the party, let's just quickly go over what happened to these guys then. So they landed next to a lake. You had the whole incident with the lake business and the diablerie in the lake. And then there was a container full of Philippe's paintings.
Yeah.
Which really fucked with you guys for a while. And then you had like some combat with some snowmobiles and a bit of a chase, and then you came across like a network of fucking military people hanging out in this whole zone and tanks and shit. And eventually you basically broke into their base, if I recall, and parlayed with their top guy, and they tried to turn on you, and you guys escaped in an armored vehicle, I believe, with Sage driving it across the lake, being pursued by a helicopter while being fired upon, doing some rather ridiculous maneuvers to get off the ice before sinking to the...
If Sam
It was
doesn't get
John.
half of
It
that,
was
I'm
John
gonna be
for that.
There was John for that.
But,
I was
but,
invisible.
He was...
but there's a
Nope,
problem.
like
There's
it.
a,
His
we have
player
a
was
pro-
invisible.
We
Right.
have a problem though. We do have a problem. Because all of us were together. There's only one fella being tested.
Well, okay, so the other thing that you should know is that you're going to have access to all sorts of mind control powers to set him up. So you can get him, you can get him to forget who you are. You can, whatever you like. You basically have to design a test or a series of tests that will make sure that he is going to flourish if he survives them. So yeah.
Why don't we all do it with him then?
No, I
Well-
think you should do it with him. We've
I'll
been
do
through
it,
our
yeah.
test. We've been
Okay,
through
yeah,
the
it'll just be
tests.
me and him.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because you go.
And then I'll
first.
just be invisible.
Well, okay, who have I got as an NPC that can talk to you at the moment? I suppose Shahrazad can come and talk to you guys. Okay, so while where are you while you're discussing this? Like the library or something? Perhaps the baths? Are you all sitting around naked in the baths and the hot water, enjoying that, or
I feel like
where are you?
that's a bit awkward.
The Nosferatu scene.
You could all get over it. You're vampires. You're all grown-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wherever
Nos-
it is.
Yeah.
In any case, Shahrazad comes in and fuck it, I'm saying it's the baths, and she comes in naked. She drops her robes as she walks in, and she brings with her a pitcher, and puts it down on a table. And she
Table in the
says,
baths?
"Huh?
The table in the baths?
She
Is
doesn't.
there a table in the bath?
Not in the
No.
bath. In the baths. The
Yes,
location
but
that
she took off her-
contains the bath.
One of
Her
those-
clothes.
One of those floating tables in a bar.
Yeah,
It's not
like
floating
a
in the
rubber,
bath.
it's a rubber
It's
floating table.
next to the bath in the room that is called the baths.
We don't need to take our clothes off.
Well, she walks into the pool next.
I'm so confused.
What's confusing you?
No, that's fine.
Nothing
It's
confusing.
fine. It's fine. I'm going with it.
Roll with the
Age is a
punch.
virgin. It's out of comfort.
Oh dear. Anyway, she says, and how are your plans going?
Well, they need to take them a lot more seriously.
Do you normally have a form of structure that you do for your tests? Like, is there a way that you like to proceed in an order to try and not break someone immediately?
She nods. She says, that is an excellent approach. And that does seem to work. But I think that you may discover that the master has in mind to test you also. All of you. This process of making this test is a test of itself. I can give you some advice, of course. I suggest that you begin with the easier things and move, of course, to the harder and progressively ramp things up. You want to test this individual to their absolute limit. You need to test their strength, their abilities, their resilience, their willpower, their ability to survive under the harshest and most difficult conditions. You need to test them for their ability to survive mentally against the horror of the Sabbat. Do you understand all of these things? Ethics, loyalty, combat, espionage.
I guess we need to determine what is important to him,
survival.
and then we need to use that as a tool of drive and encouragement. If there's an end goal, like his dog.
And
if
there is
that's
no
an end
point in
goal.
testing him things that he is clearly not ever going to be useful at. I, for example, would not test Bishop here for his ability to hide and sneak about like Alexei can. Would be moot, of course. That is not his skill. But if you wish just to know, for the sake of knowledge's sake, what his limits are, perhaps you can test these things too.
He's a thief, right? Is he a thief?
No.
I thought he was.
Maybe a little bit.
I
Like,
thought
yeah,
he
okay, yeah,
broke
like,
into
I
stuff.
think-
You mocked that guy.
Yeah, yeah. So
If-
like only a little bit to survive. Yeah.
Only
Right.
a little bit
Like,
If-
but it's not really thievery then. It's just survival, yo.
petty
Right,
thievery.
right.
If
Yeah.
first thing you've got to do is find out about the person. Find out their history. Find out what they did for a living. Find out who their mother and father were. Find out the guts of who they are. And then you can base your tests around that.
I guess what do we know about him? Nothing really.
Well, you will know as much about him at this point as the Order would probably know about him, and they have a file. So his file would be printed out. That would include everything about his education, criminal record, credit history, any car registrations. Or no, he doesn't, because he doesn't drive.
Has he got any family?
Family, pets, any
Got a pet.
weapons?
Not a large amount of family. Petty
Anything?
crimes, criminal history.
No criminal history, did you say?
No, I said petty criminal
crimes,
history.
Right. So a few break-in
Shoplifting.
entries and
Yeah.
thefts and things, but okay. Is he a violent criminal? Has he ever used a weapon on anyone ever?
No.
Okay. Okay. What's his MO?
He's just been traveling around and picking up stories to tell. Yeah.
Okay.
Just traveling around Ireland and England on the trains,
Right.
pinching sandwiches and stuff where he goes, or before he's a vampire.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay.
But he's been running away from everything, right?
Well, the last town he was in, I think it was Chesterfield or something, he got duped into opening a whole lot of cages at a zoo to free the animals, and it was like a elders zoo, and he got all pissed off, and I had to run away.
So would he have trust issues?
He seems pretty open.
Who was the elder? Does it say?
It was a Toreador that owned that zoo, and that's why it was the information that you have is that the Anarch movement performed a worldwide staged simultaneous zoo attack on a whole bunch of zoos around the world all at the same time. This was one of them, and it happened to belong to this Toreador elder, who's this is not in London. This was up north of London. Where would it be, like Leeds or somewhere? I don't know my British geography well enough to
yeah, I don't know, it's up the top-ish sort of ish.
Okay. Was it Scotland? Was it Edinburgh?
I will do a quick Google.
Okay, you can choose a
how's
town.
that?
Choose a town or a city, and we'll go with that. And yeah, but long story short, it belonged to a Toreador elder who is somewhat pissy about their zoo animals all having been escaped.
We could tell the elder where Sam is.
It's in
Just
Chester.
have him go.
And that's
Or
just
we could
under
just
Liverpool.
make him think that one of us is the elder, right? I think if we're able to have like complete sort of domination over how he like perceives things, right? And what like how he views us, then we can concoct like any scenario that probably means something to him.
Yeah.
Like if his dog is special, that's what I'm thinking. Like if he has
My dog's my buddy guy.
yeah, if he has to have, I think the motivation, and if the end goal is like rescuing his dog, and we can put things in place around that to.
It's so John Wicky, like almost.
Well,
It's got that
And as
flavor
you can
there.
see, he clearly can't wig out and kill you all because, like, yeah, he was trying to fight you with full strength and dex, and yeah, just wasn't doing very well.
I think we base it around that. Like he's in his house and his dog gets stolen, and he has to rescue his dog.
Right.
And then we make him fight
Alex
a bear.
reckons that's a good idea
The other thing,
for at least a test.
I think that Scheherazade will go through the tests that you guys did, and out of game very briefly because we've only got a minute or two left. What I was also trying to do when I was doing your tests, I had two things in mind. One was to test you to your limits, which I felt I was reasonably successful at. And the other thing was to make you aware and I guess, cognizant of certain types of action that would be more or less valuable under certain circumstances. Basically, you were kind of going through the process of learning how I DM in a way, so that you know what sort of things to expect and what kind of tropes I'm likely to throw at you and all that sort of stuff, and how I expect you to play it in order to survive those things. I guess that's what I was trying to do, is get us to a point where we had some equilibrium between the players DM relationship, so that we could do that, and that worked pretty well, I feel. So that's, I guess, the kind of thing you're trying to come up with for Sam in this case, is you want to test him to his limits, but you're also training him to be not only to be a survivor, but to understand the ethos of the Temple of Mars. So those are important too. It's kind of a dual thing.
So hit stuff with a pointy stick. Yeah.
Right. So out of game, I feel then, now that it's 10:01, why don't we put it on pause there and Discord away for the week, come up with some test ideas. He that comes up with the best test can have 5 experience points.
If I kill the others, can I get it automatically? What?
You're still gonna come up with a good idea.
Give me your experience.
It's worth it. It's worth it for 5 experience.
5 experience. I reckon that's enough to. Well, is that enough XP to get you to seriously sit down during the week and think?
That's her test.
That's her test.
This is 5.
Yeah, I'll jumping on Zoom while I'm at work and stuff.
How much XP do I have to give you to make you excited about coming up with tests for Sam?
15.
15?
Just make it so that we give us
You
a
get
free
a
dot
in a
in a
discipline.
discipline. Yes, thank you.
Alright. Discipline dot
All
for
right.
whoever makes the best test.
Alex is allowed
Hang
in
on.
this, right? It's not
Yeah.
like seems
Yeah.
like Dodge that I'm also Sam.
Yeah. No. Alexi can do that. Well, also Philippe and
Okay.
Bishop also.
Right,
you
in
know,
that
so-
case, he should make pancakes. Who have the fluffiest pancakes? That's really
You know,
important.
it's kind of funny that you mentioned pancakes, because about a couple of sessions ago in Chicago, my character said, you'd make a great pancake, Sam. And here you are.
Or he like goes into Hell's Kitchen or something. And have Gordon Ramsay yell
you
at
can
him.
have pancakes in other kitchens.
Weird.
You
No.
know, having a
That's why
goal.
being yelled at.
The Mars Kitchen.
Right.
There's
Okay,
context behind it. But
okay.
All right, come up with tests.
So 15 XP, discipline, 1 discipline
Well-
dot for whoever gets the best test. And yes. Okay. We'll see
Can I
what
just
we
get the 5th dot in like thaumaturgy?
moving to the
No, I
mind.
don't want any other one. Just the 5th one.
Ooh,
No.
yeah, you just want the 5th one. You don't want the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
one. Just
Yeah, yeah.
level
None of
5.
the rest. I just want level 5.
No, lies,
Not worth it.
lies.
Not worth it.
All
Right.
right. So
Have a
no
good week,
Chicago
all.
tomorrow night, Sage. Is that
Oh.
right?
I am
Okay.
working.
That's a
Also,
terrible.
we've already
Well, then
played our
it's clearly not
Chicago
alright, no.
session,
We've already played our Chicago session.
which you should definitely upload those.
I
And
have
this one.
I have uploaded them. They are in the processing phase. I
Okay.
just uploaded them a couple of days ago. I just haven't cleared them out yet and finished tagging them and writing descriptions and all that other.
You know
bullshit.
how excited I get about these things?
You know, for an extra $20, I could
No.
get these done really fast. No, just kidding. Okay, I'll see you guys later. You have a good week.
Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
see you guys.
Guys, bye. There you go, Barry. Good luck coming up with tests. I can't hear you. Press the button.